Welcome to the Eat Better, Move Better, Live Better podcast presented by Flourish with Tracy, where we'll dive into the realms of holistic wellness, plant-based nutrition, yoga, and self-care to help you live your best life. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our special segments. Meditation Monday. Start your week with mindfulness. Wellness Wednesdays. Get the midweek boost you need. Sadhana Saturdays. Dedicate weekends to personal growth. Join us as we explore and discuss all things to eat better, move better, and live better.
Welcome. Today we're going to continue our series on the Niyamas, our internal compass. Today is part 3 of our 5-part series. We're going to focus on Tapas. It's a transformation of disciplined practice. It's very empowering and often misunderstood. When people hear the word discipline, they immediately think of restriction or forcing themselves to do something they don't like. That's not the type of discipline we mean in this instance. Tapas is not punishment. Discipline in this instance means purposeful effort, a devotion and action, a willingness to show up consistently for what matters most, even when motivation is not present. It transforms your intention into a reality. Every meaningful change in our lives requires some form of devotion or tapas, a purposeful effort, a discipline. In Sanskrit, the word tapas comes from the root word tap, means to heat, burn, shine, or transform. Think about how heat changes things. For example, you need heat to change clay into pottery. A tapas is like an inner fire that transforms us. It's not about becoming something different. It's about burning away anything that prevents you from becoming who you truly are. Discipline in this instance is a form of self-love. When you care deeply about something, you invest in it consistently. Tapas asks, what am I willing to practice consistently because I value my well-being? And there's a difference between motivation and commitment. A lot of times, when we think about personal growth, we think we have to stay motivated all the time. And that's not always true. Motivation is emotional and commitment is intentional. And that's the difference. Motivation can come and go. Some mornings you wake up, you are so inspired, yet other mornings you don't. And that's okay. If your practice depends only on motivation, it will be inconsistent. Tapas teaches us to move beyond those feelings. It asks, what can I continue to practice even when I don't feel like it? Small, consistent actions are powerful. Transformation does not require dramatic change. Tiny actions consistently can become extraordinary. For example, just 5 minutes of meditation each day creates a more lasting change than meditating for 2 hours once a month. Walking 10 minutes every day will benefit your body more than an extreme occasional workout. Consistency builds because it is compounded. Tapas celebrates the faithful practice over the dramatic effort. Growth is rarely comfortable. Transformation creates friction, and our muscles will strengthen through resistance. The same way, our mind and body and our spirit can grow through conscious effort, the same way a muscle would strengthen through resistance. Discomfort is not a sign that something's wrong. It's often evidence that change is occurring. And it's important, however, during this process to understand the difference between a healthy discomfort and harm. A healthy challenge will expand you, learning something new, practicing patience, having a difficult conversation and to establish a healthy boundary. Healthy. That's different than a harmful suffering. Harmful suffering ignores your well-being. Tapas is never self-punishment. It goes along with the first yama, ahimsa, compassion for others, as well as compassion for yourself.
Any act of discipline, devotion, or purposeful effort should always be guided from the perspective of compassion, self-compassion, and compassion for others. It begins with looking at our habits and removing those habits which keep us stuck and embracing those that nourish us. Every habit strengthens a pathway. Tapas invites us to ask, what habits no longer serve the life that I wish to create? So what are we practicing? What are we devoting ourselves to? What are we negatively disciplining ourselves? Procrastination, avoidance, excessive screen time, perfectionism. Transformation begins with honest, authentic awareness. And after we reflect and look through the habits which no longer serve us or keep us stuck, we shift. The shift sometimes can feel like resistance. Resistance is part of the practice. Every meaningful journey will encounter some form of resistance. Resistance can sound like, I'll start tomorrow. I'm too busy, or too tired, or don't have time. I did this before and it didn't work out. And those thoughts are normal. Resistance isn't failure, it's just a part of the growth process. It's all about how you look at it. So instead of fighting resistance, meet it with curiosity. Ask yourself, what is this resistance trying to protect? Sometimes resistance is hiding our fear of failure or success, fear of change or discomfort. When we look at what we are fearful of and what we may be hiding through our resistance with compassion, then we can begin to reduce the power of resistance over our shift or our change. And it's all about taking it slow and being consistent, and to stop focusing on being perfect. Perfectionism often prevents consistency. It's about progress over perfection. Sometimes we convince ourselves that if we can't do it perfectly, why even try? The practice of tapas teaches us that anything we do consistently is better than being perfect occasionally. Small steps, small practices matter. Small steps, small positive practices matter. In yoga, a daily practice is called a sadhana. Tapas gives sadhana its strength. It is the discipline. Even our most beautiful intentions remain ideas if we don't actually purposely apply effort towards it. Where our intention goes, our attention will flow. So begin by building a sustainable practice. This could be a spiritual practice, a meditation practice, a breathing practice, a gratitude practice, journaling or prayer, reading literature, spending time in nature, or simply just practicing kindness. Notice that none of those things require you to be perfect. They just politely, they gently
require consistency. When you create a positive daily ritual, you reduce the need to constantly make decisions. Ritual creates stability. So instead of asking, should I meditate today? The practice becomes, my meditation is simply part of who I am. Identity strengthens your discipline, your purposeful effort. Positive discipline is healthiest when it's supported by regulation of your nervous system. When your nervous system is not regulated, you will struggle with consistency. And this is where self-compassion and self-care comes into play and supports your discipline or purposeful effort. And this includes sleep, nourishment, movement, hydration, allowing time to recover, and processing your emotions in a healthy manner. Burnout is not tapas. Exhaustion is not a badge of honor. Correct self-compassion focused effort and discipline includes rest. Recovery is part of your tapas practice. Tapas becomes easier when you connect it to your purposeful effort. Instead of asking, what do I have to do? You can ask, what am I being? Who am I becoming? Purpose transforms obligation into your devotional practice. You're not meditating to complete a task. Your goal is to cultivate peace. You're not exercising only to just burn calories. You are honoring your body. And you're not setting boundaries to reject others. You're protecting your well-being. All of these are examples of purpose. Purpose will fuel perseverance. Perseverance is the discipline. It's the consistency. So I'd like to guide you through a gentle reflection. Take a slow breath in and exhale gently. Bring your awareness in. Ask yourself, where in my life am I being invited to grow? What practice or purpose have I been postponing? What healthy habit deserves greater consistency? What resistance continues to appear? Can I meet this resistance with compassion rather than criticism? Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly and take another breath in and out. Notice that it's steady. Notice that you can continue to remain steady simply with kindness, consistency, patience, courage, and faith. You don't have to immediately rush to do any of these things. The small act right here and now is beginning. See it as an ignition to light an inner fire to just grow. Just enough to illuminate your next steps. Not your entire future, just your next faithful step towards consistency and purposeful effort. And rest quietly with this feeling. You can release your hands. There are several ways that you can cultivate your purposeful effort or devotional discipline or tapas. Everyday practical things such as just committing 1 to 5 minutes of quiet or meditation each day. Create a consistent morning or even ritual routine. Keep the promises you make to yourself and don't overdo it. Reduce just one habit that drains your energy. Practice mindful movement on a regular basis. Honor healthy sleep habits. Complete one difficult task before you check distractions. Reflect each evening on one way you honored your values. Celebrate your consistency instead of perfection. Remember, extraordinary lives are built through ordinary practices repeated consistently. Tapas teaches us that transformation is not accidental, it is intentional. Tapas reminds us that discipline is not harshness, it's devotion. It's showing up again and again because something matters to you deeply. Tapas invites you to move from wishing to practicing, from procrastination to participation, from fear to courage, from inconsistency to commitment. The sacred inner fire of Tapas does not burn you. It just burns away what no longer serves you. And all that will remain is your true, authentic, purposeful self. Every intentional choice you make matters. Trust the small, consistent acts. May you meet your challenges with courage and care for yourself with discipline and compassion. To release fear and welcome your growth. May you choose consistency over perfection. Thank you for sharing time and space today.
I hope today's insights help you on a personal journey towards a healthier, happier life. Don't forget to join every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for more self-care and holistic wellness tips. Before you go, make sure to comment, click the bell, like, and subscribe buttons for upcoming episode notifications. Be sure to always consult a medical professional before making any major changes regarding your health, diet, or routine. In the meanwhile, stay motivated, stay inspired, and remember, every step you take is one step closer to a better you. Until next time, keep flourishing, and as always, may all be well.